here with you today and to share my caregiver story. I don't think anyone expects to or wishes to become a caregiver, but it's a journey that so many of us find ourselves taking with ones we love. I feel like my path has led me to where I need to be. It's led me to my Relay family and a place of hope, a place of empowerment where we are making a difference in the fight against cancer. My journey began in March of 2006 with the premature birth of my son, Kellen. I knew right away that something was wrong, and my husband and I spent the first months of his life taking turns throughout the night to watch him breathe. I took him to doctor after doctor, to the ER, and we even ended up being readmitted to the NICU for a short while. Everyone told me he was just low birth weight and that I was just an overreactive first-time mother. That is until the day in late August when we found ourselves at Legacy Emmanuel Hospital. When the doctor told me that Kellen had cancer, neuroblastoma to be exact, my first response was probably similar to many of yours. I needed to throw up. My second response, after peeling myself off the bathroom floor, was to exhale. I felt this tremendous weight lift off of me. Because even though we were fighting the big C word, at least we were fighting something. And although my worst fears had been confirmed, I knew what it was. I knew that the doctors would do everything in their power to take care of Kellen, and that I didn't have to lie awake at night and watch him breathe. I chose instead to sleep sitting upright with Kellen on my chest. I chose never to leave my child alone in the hospital. I chose my role as caregiver, and as many of you have done, I committed to it with every ounce of my being. Our journey was similar to the journey that most survivors take. Surgeries, chemotherapy, sepsis, and yes, they even made baby Zofran. By Kellen's first birthday, we celebrated his first all-clear PET scan, and we toasted to his next year of life and a chance to live cancer-free. I remember asking the doctor, "What now? How will we know if something changes?" And they gave me Kellen's 15-year roadmap, and they told me I needed to do my best to let them worry about it and try and live a normal life. But what's normal, and how do you not worry? Normal for us meant celebrating each small thing. Snow, a new tooth, swimming. We made those things huge and important because the real things were big and ugly and scary. We committed to Relay in a big way, and although I still spent many nights lying awake wondering if cancer was going to come back and steal my child, I only let on, or tried to let on, once a year at Relay. When you have a child you have to take to all those follow-up scans and procedures, and the dreaded once-a-year lab work, you can't be scared. At least you can't show it. Instead, you talk about how much fun it's going to be to go to Burgerville afterwards. This was my reality until last December. Everything was pretty much the same until the doctor came in. He handed us the paperwork and he said to Kellen, "Well, buddy, we've been following you for 5 years now, and today I get to use the big C word." And my heart leapt up into my throat and I couldn't breathe. And I remember thinking, I don't think I can do this again. And the doctor looked at me and said, "No, the other big C word." "Kellen," he said. I'm going to let Kellen say.
He said, "I'm here."
Cured. That is a word I didn't think I would ever hear. I always use the correct terminology when referring to Kellen's condition. You know, all clear, cancer-free, but cured? A cure means that I can think, I'm sorry, a cure means everything. It changes everything. It can never take back what cancer has taken. It can never give that back, but it does change everything. It means that I can lie awake at night and think about all the things that my child's future might hold, without that sick nagging that he might not have a future. A cure means that I can sleep at night, and a cure means that all things are possible. Neuroblastoma has a 30% survival rate. That's pretty grim. And roughly 600 children in the United States are diagnosed with this disease each year. That's 600 moms standing in my shoes, and over 400 of them will be robbed of the opportunity to kiss their babies goodnight again. This is why I relay, and this is why I have hope. Cancer is a thief, but don't ever let it steal your hope. Hope is what unites all of us in this room. We wouldn't be here today if we didn't truly believe that the American Cancer Society is turning hope into a cure. I always had hope that my Kellen would make it through, but it wasn't my hope that brought about his cure. It was the hope of those researchers who developed the treatment for neuroblastoma, and it was the hope of those who funded the treatment. That's the funny thing about hope. You never know who it will affect. My hope might bring about the change you've been waiting for. But the more hope we have, and the more we fight back, the bigger our impact, and the more cures we will find. We have to keep hoping. All of us in this room, I'm sure, have lost loved ones to cancer, and it makes us sad, and it makes us angry. But I ask you not to let cancer win. Don't let it rob you of your hope. Instead, let it empower you to do more, to be more, to change the future of cancer. You have the power to do that. I celebrate Kellen's cure every day, and I remember how many children will not survive. And until each of those mothers who hears that their child has neuroblastoma also gets to hear that their child has been cured, I will fight back. And I implore you to do the same, because there is always hope. Thank you.